Paso, baby, yeah. Little Paso, baby.
Okay, so we're going to start off by using these 3 products. The first one is basically to protect her hair from any damage. The second is to make sure that her hair appears fuller and, thickens it from the roots. And the third is basically just to cut down the blow dry time in half. Now I'm basically detangling her hair, starting from the ends with a wide tooth comb, just so there aren't any knots in her hair. Her hair has been freshly washed, by the way. Then I'm going to use a paddle brush. I'm using a small paddle brush because she's really tender-headed, so it's just a lot easier if you use a smaller one because it's less pressure on her hair, if you get what I mean. So yeah, I'm detangling with this brush, which I would also use to blow dry her hair. So I'm using a nozzle on my blow dryer, and I think heat setting was on 1. No, I actually know. And then I'm using the paddle brush to smoothing out her hair and to blow dry it. So I'm doing this throughout her entire head of hair, and yeah, be back. Listen to the music.
Shit don't bother. Let's back in time. Just lay your Paso, baby, yeah. Lay your Paso.
You can already tell that her ends are not exactly in the best state from when I am blow drying her hair, but we'll fix all of that. So the point of me blow drying her hair is because if you're not a professional, you do not want to cut anyone's hair or trim anyone's hair if the person's hair is wet. Now this is because you don't know the amount that you're going to be cutting of the length in terms of if you're trying to maximize the person's length. But when you blow dry person's hair out, you can get to see like what part of the ends that are damaged, and then you can kind of frame the person's hair to their head and get the most volume out of their hair, if you get my drift. So yeah, I just did a light blow dry. I'm not trying to straighten out her hair or anything. This is just to visualize what I am supposed to cut, and now it's time to start the trim.
Alright, the shit don't bother. Let's back in time.
You can see how hard it is for the comb to go through her hair when it gets to the end, because her ends are not in the best state. So we're going to fix that right now. So I'm doing it in little sections, and that's going to be my frame. So I'm going to use this my guide, so I'm going to use that to follow. So you can see the ends there are not perfect. And I'm using hair shears. So I picked the silver one, I think. Yeah, I did. So I'm basically putting her hair in between my fingers, and then I'm going to follow it all the way down up until where her end starts to look unhealthy. So you can see where it's like you can kind of see through the ends, and that's where it's time, or where the place is to trim the hair basically. So now this piece is my guide piece, so I'm using every other piece after this to follow this, because you don't want to have uneven hair. So you don't want to trim someone's hair and then the other pieces around it are longer or shorter than the guide piece. So it's always good to have a guide piece to make sure that the hair is even all around, and this is what will create that volume and that fullness along or around the person's head.
In the back, so if it don't ride, then it don't bother me. If it don't ride, the shit don't bother me. If it don't ride.
So the part that I haven't already trimmed, you can see how difficult it is for my fingers to go through. Well, it's super easy for my fingers to go through the part that has been trimmed. So that's essentially the whole point of this. So showing you guys the ends that are not looking so great, trimming that off, and then moving on to the next piece and making sure that everything is even.
Let your Paso, baby. Left back in time. Let your Paso, baby. Let your Paso, baby. Sounds like California, where we plan to run to. Try and finish school and get a room.
So you can see how easy the comb goes through the part that has already been trimmed.
But oh baby, my intentions were true. Loose swings has got me rubbing off blue. Loose change, I could've spent on my drink. There's all this hanging in the bank. So if it don't ride, then it don't bother me. If it don't ride, the shit don't bother me. If it don't ride, then it don't bother me. If it don't ride, the shit don't bother me. If it don't ride, then it don't bother me. If it don't ride.
Don't forget to like this video, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Follow me on Instagram And yeah, have a conversation with me in the comment section. Subscribe to this channel. I think I already said that. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.